Our very VIP event on how to build a crowdfunding campaign, which is one of the easiest ways for you to succeed. And just before you guys came in, I was talking to Joy and Kiara about it, how much I love crowdfunding campaigns, especially through Kickstarter, because when you are an entrepreneur and you take the step to build a Kickstarter campaign, it means that you're serious about business. And myself as an investor, every time that I see someone has put that extra mile of not just finding a product and building a business plan, but they've built a social media, they've got a Kickstarter campaign, I'm like, okay, let's talk more. And that's how we got to meet Joy. She had just joined the Campspreneurs. She came to me and just went, I'm going to start a Kickstarter campaign. I gave her a few tips. And then through our investment fund, we reached out to her and we're like, do you want us to invest time and in the future, as soon as we build a foundation, a bit of money? She just went, yes. So we're in this journey together. Joy is a legend at the Campspreneurs, but she's also a legend at AE Valley, receiving the support of Chris Peralta and myself. So welcome, Joy. Thanks for sharing your tips and making the time for us today. We look forward to learning a lot from you.
Thank you. I'm so excited.
Oh, good. Can you click on the next slide, Joy? I know that you're the boss of the slides today. So guys, as you know, Academy Entrepreneurs' mission is to give you guys the entrepreneurial skills and network. For us to succeed, the only way we can succeed is if we have the right skills in the network. Because we can have the greatest idea. If we don't know how to build a Kickstarter campaign, build a community, find our first customer, manage the marketing, the finance, the team, we won't succeed. And the reality is that no matter what you studied before, you often just studied one silo, which could have been just marketing or just operations or finance. But as an entrepreneur, you need to be good in the beginning at everything. And also you need to be very good at networking, whether you're networking through LinkedIn or Instagram or face-to-face events, you need to be talking to everybody so that you can get ideas and they can open doors for you and they can also guide you on how they succeeded so we can all learn together, which is such an important, and I think it's so fun networking. A lot of people say that they're scared. I find it one of the best parts of being an entrepreneur is the network, which I know that Kiara and Joy also love, because every time I'm like, this event, they're there. This event, they're there. So yeah, and this is why you guys just have this positive energy and you've got so many little miracles happening around you, because miracles come from the results of lots of hard work and also our network. So Joy, over to the next slides, please. So we are on Zoom. So half of us are on Zoom, half of us are on Facebook. So for those of you guys that are on Zoom, feel free to turn on your camera, ask as many questions as we want. We're going to be looking at 10 top tips that Joy has put together based on her successful campaign. So she's going to be sharing her strategies and techniques, how she succeeded, so you can succeed even faster. For those of you that are logging in through Facebook and watching us there, you can pop questions there and then Kiara will keep an eye on them and then she'll answer. And then if you watch this afterwards through YouTube or through Facebook in the future, you can always send us an email through our website and then we'll be able to answer. Next one, please, Joy. Cool. So today we're going to be talking about how to start a crowdfunding campaign. What is crowdfunding? How do you start? What are the top 10 tips and tricks you can use to be able to get the results that you're looking for? And what I love about Kickstarter is that there's a little bar of progress and it shows, it helps you progress. So we're going to be talking about the 10 tips, but also how do you progress in life? It's not, Kickstarter is not just about building your profile. How do you build a community? What images? How do you entice your customers in believing in you? Because Kickstarter is very much around like social entrepreneurship and community. It's people that believe in you, that they're putting money to support your future business. So it's a win-win situation for everybody. Next slide, please, Joy. So Joy, tell us, who is Joy? Why did you decide to create Evana? Why did you decide to launch it through a Kickstarter campaign? So who are you? And what is this joy that you bring out into the universe with your happiness and positivity? And you're so caring and helpful. And like today, you're such a busy person and you're sharing your time with us to help others. So who is this beautiful Joy?
Thank you, Paula. I'm so excited to be here and got invited by Academy of Entrepreneurs and Paula to attend this event. So I started this brand around 1 year ago. Well, I found there's a gap for sustainable fashion and then activewears. So I graduated from a business degree. However, after working in the major banks for around 2 years, I found my passion in fashion. It was always a childhood dream for me. And I have been always wanted to do this. However, I found most of the activewear brands or fashion brands, they are all made by synthetics, and it has huge pollution to the environment. So then I decided to do something that's creating value to the whole industry. I wanted to challenge the fashion industry and bring something that's sustainable. And also because of the pandemic, I wanted to do something more positive and bring this positivity and good energy to everyone by activewears. So that's kind of how I got started. So a bit of more introduction about myself. Yeah, I'm also, except for Evana Active, I'm also a dog mom. So that's something that I'm also proud of. So now, shall we start? Let's start with what is crowdfunding, you may ask. So a lot of entrepreneurs who do not have a lot of capital or money for creating a project, they're looking for ways that can that people can help them. If you're looking for a venture capital or angel investors, that will have a very high barrier. However, if you go to one of the crowdfunding campaigns, a lot of people out there will be able to help you. And all of them purchase your products. It's like a pre-sale. So they purchase it in advance, and then usually campaign creators can deliver these projects within a promised period of time. So it's usually would be around 3 months to 6 months. It really depends on you. The reason why so many people, they're willing to wait for 3 to 6 months to wait for your products. One thing is most people hanging around on crowdfunding campaign, they're quite adventurous. They are early adopters. They like to adopt new products. And also, of course, you've got the great benefits of your products, and they're really, really interested in your products. So some of the really large crowdfunding platforms, including Kickstarter, Indiegogo, and GoFundMe. Kickstarter and Indiegogo is more of for creative projects, and there are tons of people hanging around there every day trying to bring creative projects into reality. GoFundMe is more like a platform for life-changing events and life difficulties, and people usually asking for donations on them. So I launched my project on Kickstarter, which is the world's #1 crowdfunding platform, which has the wildest audiences and customers. So why you should go on crowdfunding or Kickstarter? There are a few reasons. One of the most reasons is, of course, you can raise finances without any upfront fees, which is a great barrier for most of the entrepreneurs. For example, for my project, I'm in the fashion field. There is a minimum quantity orders that I need to fulfill. So you usually have a very large upfront fees from 20K to 40K. But now with the technology, with innovation and the growth of crowdfunding campaign, we can just use a budget of less than $1,000 and get a great result for 10K or 15K. Our project got successfully funded in the first 19 hours. And then at the end of 4 weeks, we got 10K at the end of 30 days. So that's an amazing result for someone who haven't brought any projects before and who doesn't have enough upfront fees for a great project. And another reason is being, there is a valuable form of marketing. There's a lot of PR people, marketing people hanging around there. And also you've got a lot of attention from media who, if you got a creative product or creative campaign, a lot of media will be interested in it and try to interview you. Another reason is you got tons of feedbacks and even guidances from experts who are from your fields and your niche. You usually create a very simple prototypes and bring them on Kickstarter, but you always wanted to make it better. So this prototype, it might be from a very initial stage, but through feedbacks and expert guidances, you're just making a better and better product. So when the time is good and you bring this to the mass majority, you're going to have a great success. Another reason is it's a great way to test the public's reaction and the markets of your product or idea. And of course, all of the investors on Kickstarter, they are your backers, they are your supporters, and they are able to track their progress with a little progress bar Kickstarter. So every time you got funded for one more sale, they're going to see you as a more successful project. So everyone wants to be part of the success. So one key successful element for Kickstarter campaigns is you have to prepare long before the campaign started to launch. So at least you need to have 3 to 4 months to prepare for this campaign, and then you are fully ready. Until you're fully ready to launch this project, you can start to launch it. Now I have 2 examples of really great Kickstarter campaigns on the Kickstarter history. The #1 Kickstarter campaign, which gained the most profits, most sales from Kickstarter, is Pebble Time. It's a smartwatch brand. They are launching their first smartwatch products. And within a short period of time, a few weeks, they got $20 million on Kickstarter. The project was back in 2015. And then another project is a cooler. It's called the Coolest Cooler. I really love their video. It's a 2 to 3 minutes, very short, straightforward video with super cool cooler. They've got a blender, they've got a speaker, they've got a chopping board. It's like everything together within this cooler, like something we've never seen before. And they've got more than 10,000 backers, 62,000 backers. And then their final funding amount is 13 million American dollars. So another 2 very recent projects that I personally love. One of them is in the fashion field. It's a multifunctional bag. They are pretty huge at the moment, so they've still got like 10 days to go. If anyone who's interested, you can still have a look at the project. It's super good. So they've got $4 million of the funding at the moment. And another project is a plant-based sneaker, which is so innovative and so fun. So they're making sneaker out of vegan leather. It's quite sustainable and it's a brand new idea. So they're using plants like pineapples, apples, and even grapes to make sneakers. How good is that? So they also gained moderate success. They've got 120K pounds on Kickstarter. So as you can see, Kickstarter is the place that you can bring your dream into reality. So what is the very first step for you to be successful at Kickstarter? According to my experience, the step #1 is this is on the base that you've already done your market research for your products and you're pretty confident of the market target customers of your product. Then the step #1 is to really go to Kickstarter front page, have a look at in your category, what are the popular projects. For example, in the fashion category, I found the most funded projects are hoodies, hats, multifunctional bags. So why don't I just make a hoodies and combine different factors together that will increase the possibility of being successful? Because the fact is, if you have a great market out there with great target customers, it won't necessarily be suitable to Kickstarter, to the specific type of people who hang around on Kickstarter all the time. So what you need to do, task #1, is to really category of your niche and have a look at what they are offering on Kickstarter, what's trending, and then create or twist your projects accordingly. So we want to do this step around 3 to 4 months before you decide to launch your campaign. We want to be fully prepared. And after you've done research, you have already confirmed your product. Step #2 is to set up a pre-launch campaign, pre-launch page. This page is a one-page website which gives information about your products, the features and the benefits of your products, and also who you are, what's your story. So ideally, you've got a very short video, 1 to 2 minutes, to introduce yourself or introduce the products. This video does not need to be very professional as long as it has you in it, or it has the great product in it. So there are 3 tips that I want to give to you today for a great launching page. So tip number 1 is you want to make this page as clean as possible, a simple, clean, straightforward, and aesthetically pleasing user experiences. You want them to just know your brand and get the information. That's it. And you want to include a signing up here and also a very strong call to action that can make customers or your backers very exciting. The reason why you want to make it simple is the reason why you want to have a pre-launch campaign is to grab the email addresses from other people on the email addresses, so that you can create an email list with all of the engaging followings, engaging customers who's so ready to help you when you launch, when you click the launch button on Kickstarter. So I've also attached a few other examples for great landing page. For example, this one is a stand, a modern stand for your electronic devices, and you can use it for smartphones, for iPad. They've got a short introduction of their products, a signing, and a very strong call to action, and a small short video here. And they've got a Kickstarter logo here, means they're going to launch on Kickstarter soon. And another project is another sneaker project. I'm crazy about sneakers. So this is a sustainable sneaker. It's made by trash. Everything is made by trash. So they've got this shocking picture with a sneaker on top of trash here, and it's a short introduction. This does not even have a video, so video here is not really necessary. And they've got a sample, what it looks like, and again, the Kickstarter logo, and of course, a call to action and a sign up. As long as you've got everything here, you're ready to go. So for this one page launch page, you wanted to have a domain. Usually you can get a domain from GoDaddy with around maximum $20 to $25 a year, or you can create a Shopify trial for free for 14 days and create this domain for around the same price. If you want to build this landing page, you don't need any computer science education or background, as long as you're using one of the smart platforms. There are heaps of them. So I've got 3 examples here. Again, you can go to GoDaddy. It's quite user-friendly. Or the way that I was doing it is I created a Shopify store to manage my domain and page and some pre-sales and also customer information. Or another great platform is GetResponse. They can host your email, they can generate domains, and also they can help you to build the page. It's quite powerful. Step number 3, after you have a great launch campaign, the next step is to build a winning email list. This email list is the most useful and important thing for the success of your Kickstarter campaign. As long as you have 500, 600, or even 1,000, 2,000 customers on your email list, it's pretty sure that you're going to have this big base of supporters on day 1 of your campaign. And you want to bring your campaign to success as soon as possible. So one way to get a lot of email sign-ins is to share your landing page around. You've got a great, amazing landing page with the information, with your samples. You want to share it with your inner circle first, with all of your friends, your families, everyone that you met, like literally everyone around you. Go to your hairdressers. Oh, I think you can't make a haircut these days, but go to the delivery guy and talk to them about all of your ideas and the products, get feedbacks, and just go out there. And another great way is build your social media page organically. I know a lot of entrepreneurs, especially if you want to bring it on Kickstarter, have very limited capital. So If you are a master expert on social media, you're great at dancing and make really funny videos, go to Instagram and create great videos and make them laugh. That's also a great way to have more email signings. Also, you can pitch to influencers, but try to make sure that those influencers are actually in your niche. You don't want to find like very general influencer who has 1 million followers, but those followers do not care at all what you're doing. If you really don't trust any influencers, you don't know how to start this process, go look for an agency who has more expertise in looking for the right influencers for you. And then one of the most common method is Facebook ads. So if you do not have a lot of expertise, again, you can start small for $5 to $10 a day, try different stuff, try images, videos, and a simple call to actions, or you can always choose a trustworthy agency. So a lot of Kickstarter campaign creators, they're actually choosing a Kickstarter agency, but make sure to have a look at the reviews of the agency, ask around, have a look at their portfolios. Some agencies, they're great. They brought projects with $1 to $2 million. They don't really know your niche. For example, you're doing fashion, they have no idea about fashion. So you don't want to find agencies like that. And some of them really cost a lot of money. I heard one of my friends doing Kickstarter, it actually cost them $25K for looking for the agency. So their total funding goal is like $20K. So this is totally not worth it. So be careful while choosing the agency. And another good idea is to make a contest or a giveaway on your landing page or a giveaway on your Instagram. For example, if you customers are interested in a certain type of games, I don't really know about games, but yeah, a certain type of games like Final Fantasy. And then you can create something like a bundle, online bundle with everything about Final Fantasy and put them together and hold this giveaway contest. At the end of the contest, which is right before you begin your Kickstarter campaign, you can announce the winner, which will have a lot of attentions for you right before the campaign. And it's great for have a kickstart, for have a great start for your Kickstarter campaign. And another way that I personally use and I really love it is the quiz. So you can definitely make a Facebook ads with a great quiz in it. For example, personality quiz about fitness, if you're doing a fitness product. And as long as they're entering this quiz, if they want to get the results, you can ask customers to put their email in it. In that way, you can also get their email addresses. So this step is all about getting as many email addresses as possible. Then you would ask, after getting all those email addresses, what am I going to do with these 500 people, 1,000 people on my list? What's my next step? It's all about values. So you wanted to really know your followings and your customers, what they're up to, what's their daily hobbies, what they really, really, really want in their life at the moment. Because you haven't got a bunch of products yet, you've got samples. You can definitely show your samples, show yourself, show your face. And a good way is to tell your story. Just be very, very creative. For example, if I'm making products for hikers, for people who like to be adventurous and go outdoors, I might want to host a weekly webinar to talk to one of the hiking professionals, or I can send out a PDF to tell people what are the best secret spots for hikers. So you can send all creative and interesting contents, but you have one goal: to make your customers stick with you for the next 3 months until you launch your Kickstarter campaign. So you want to create contents that very unique and creative. Just have fun with it, play around with it. You want to make your customers cry, you want to make them laugh, as long as you be yourself and be authentic. And don't forget to tell your own story and show the people behind the brand. At the end of the day, it's all about you and your team. It's your brand. So step number 5, I would like to introduce social media. Of course, everyone these days is on social media. For the most common social media, I was using Instagram and Facebook because I was doing this project all on my own. I really didn't have the energy to do all of the things that I was talking about, and also all of the social medias. It was draining me. So choose 1 to 2 platforms. If you are working on your own, don't make it too harsh on you, and make them great. Treat the social media as a TV show. Only 20% of the contents are about the features of the products, about the benefits and advantages. You don't want to sound too salesy. You don't want to sell products all the time. Just imagine if you are a user on Instagram and you're following this brand who send millions of brand photos and millions of product images to you all the time, I will definitely unfollow them. So try to remember 20% of them is about product and 80% is about values. While you're creating values, think about what are the most important contents for your brand, aka the 4 pillars. So for example, I'm having this sustainable activewear brand. So my 4 pillars can be sustainability, which talks about sustainable fashion, or I can do something like fitness tips, or I can do hiking tips because a lot of hikers, they also wear leggings, or I can even do like workout videos, and I personally like to create workout videos as well. So every day I'm just like transform different contents and mix and match different contents together. I just want to make it fun and diverse. Also, if you really run out of things to talk about in that 80%, you can always make updates about your project, where you are in your project, what's your next step, or your story, why you start this brand and what inspires you, or just your team and your daily routine. What do you do at 6 a.m. in the morning as an entrepreneur who started to kickstart a great campaign? Or if you're a dog mom or dog dad, just show your dog. I mean, I showed my dog pictures on my Instagram and got most of the engagements like I can ever imagine. I also created Instagram for my dog and it got more followers than my campaign. But yeah, it's just like it's beneficial to each other's accounts. And I do show myself and I show the full picture of myself just in front of the social media. So the bottom line is just be you, be authentic, have fun and play around with it. Then it comes to step number 6, except for growing a social media account, you want the individual users to see you on social media. You also want your brand to be seen as a respectable and reputable brand. So that means you want a larger majority to see your brand. That means you want to pitch to different bloggers, press, and publications. By pitching to bloggers, remember that you don't need to find a blogger with millions of readers. Sometimes, especially for Kickstarter, as long as 1 more people see your article, see your story, and 1 more people make a purchase, it can be just the blogger's own mom and who's interested in your product and she made a purchase. That's a great step. That's going to help you to make 1 step forward, and that's worth it. So as long as it's a blog with little followers, but you can still approach them, reach out to them, and have a collaboration for an article featuring your story. So the question is how to find them. You can well research your competitors on Instagram and Google, see what kind of publications that they are recently featured on. Or alternatively, you can always set up a Google alert. So every time your competitor's name pops up, the Google alert is going to give you a notification. and you know what kind of blog that they are featured on. Or another way is, it works well for my project, is I went to a Facebook group which is specifically talks about sustainable fashion. Everyone hanging out there, they cares about sustainable fashion. So I met a lot of bloggers in that Facebook group, and we talk about our idea, and they really, really like our story and started to feature us. That's also a great opportunity. And then after you've met those bloggers, you've got their contacts, the next step is to create Excel. You want to include as many bloggers as possible. From personally, I think at least 50 bloggers, put all of them in Excel in one column, and then include their social media handles, their names, and their email addresses. So you want to start from social media. You want to reach out as an individual, just tell them that you really love their blogs, and be a frequent reader of their daily stories and engage them on Instagram or Facebook. And then after they got familiar with you, you send them an email to pitch your idea. You can give them a few different topics of articles that you wanted to be a guest, poster, or you can always ask them for an interview with you, either as a format of writing or have a face-to-face interview. And then our next step number 7, is to connect with other project creators. I've never seen these tips anywhere on the website while I start my project, but I accidentally actually connected with other project creators who also have project on Kickstarter, or they were about to create a Kickstarter campaign, and I got a lot of great information from them. So one important tip is, don't find those people who are direct competitors of you. Like, I'm doing activewear, I'm going to look for someone who's also doing activewear on Kickstarter. That's not going to work. You guys probably have same customers, but the customers can probably only going to choose one brand to invest in. So the way is, I'm doing sustainable activewear. I can look for people who's doing, say, sustainable bottles or sustainable sneakers, whose target customer is always active people who love sustainability. And then you engage with them on Instagram. So you can always find their information on the Kickstarter. Just go to Kickstarter pre-launch, about launch page. They've got a lot of projects there which are about to launch. They haven't launched yet, but you can definitely find their information, especially the creators' information there. And then go to social media to engage with them. Ask with what they are offering and give a shout out to each other on Instagram. Cross promote, because you guys share the same customers. It's a great way to get more customers and to get more exposure, and also collaborate over a live or a webinar. So one of the way that I found really efficient is after we launch a project together, we've got similar backers, we've got similar amounts that we wanted to hit. So it turns out some of the customers and backers who are from their project saw our project. They actually came to our project and invest in our project as well. So it's a great way to connect with other project creators. And along the way, you can always meet friends and expand your network. So it's quite fun. Step number 8, we're nearly there, is to create an inspiring video. So after everything that you've done so far, then you can start to create your beautiful campaign. Kickstarter does not, it's not necessary or compulsory on Kickstarter to have a video, but those who have a video usually has 60% more success. They will be 60% more successful than those who do not have a video. And you need to make this video more professional and beautiful, and to deliver the whole message and information that you're trying to give to the customers. And this video has to be well made. You don't want your friend from business department to do this video. So look for some professionals professional videographers and photographers to do this video for you. Step number one, you can create a clear vision board. I've got a picture here. It's roughly a vision board with the colors, the feelings, and the kind of pictures and scenes that you want to include. Make it a very simple one. Put all of the pictures together in a PDF file or whatever it is, and also write a great winning script beforehand. Also make sure that you are in time. Usually the Kickstarter video, 2 to 3 minutes, that's a sweet spot. That's the best length of Kickstarter video. You want to grab attention and you don't want to bore your customers. And also remember at the end of it, you want to add a call to action to ask those who have seen your video, go to your front page and make a pledge. That's very important too. And after you've got a vision board, you've got a script, then your next task is to find a great videographer. You don't want to find a professional video production team. That's very money wasting. I myself contacted a few companies back then, and it took around 3,000 to 4,000. But my budget back then, I just want to make it everything within 1,000. I don't want to spend anything over 1K, because my goal was just, it's not a big goal, but I don't want to spend too much money on production. So you can always find freelancers, freelancer videographers on freelancer website. There's a website just called Freelancer. It's tons of artists and talented people hanging around there. Or you can just go to Instagram, type in videographer and look at those who has portfolios, who has the same feelings of a vision board. Have a chat with them and see if they can fulfill all of the requirements that you have for your coming video. Some videographers, they have experience for Kickstarter videos and they know how to make it great. Starting with the frustration of you, and then continue it with the problems, solutions, your story, and then add a call to action 2 to 3 minutes. End of it. Also, while you're looking for the videographer, you want to check their portfolio. You want to see their style and the feeling if you guys are a match. A great tip is while you are working with videographer, you also want to ask them if they want to work on your photos too. Because except for videos, in Kickstarter campaign page, you want to include as many photos as possible. So if this one person can do everything for you, that's a great benefit. That's very beneficial to your campaign. Then step number 9 is to create your campaign page. You've got a beautiful video, and then it's up to you to create this campaign. Don't rush. You've got enough time. So while we are starting from step number 1, it's still 3 to 4 months. And for creating campaign page, again, you don't need any coding language, computer science language, as long as you know what's the feeling of your whole project. So tell your story well, include as many pictures as possible, and be very clear about the benefits. Be very clear about the advantages. You can make them into different modules with the same colors and make it very straightforward for whoever coming to your Kickstarter campaign page. And they know what are the benefits. It's all listed just in your Kickstarter campaign. And also include a call to action everywhere. So along with they are scrolling down your page, every a few seconds they're reading your page, you want to include a call to action. Say, pledge us, send us a pledge now, or support us now, or check our video now, or back our project now. Whatever it is, as long as they're scrolling down, they should see this call to action everywhere so that they won't just get out of your campaign and never come back again. Oh, sorry. So this is one of the projects that I wanted to show you. They did a really good job. It's quite recent. They still have 26 days to go, and they've already more than half get funded. So this is a sustainable t-shirt campaign. So you can see at the beginning, there's stories and they've got tons of pictures and a very short introduction video here as well. And then 7 reasons that you should go with this t-shirt. They've got all the benefits here, very straightforward with a lot of pictures again, and pandas and bamboo, which is their key materials. And this is the call to action I'm referring to. Back this project now. And scrolling down, this is a story about the founder and their values, sustainability, their vision. And again, back this project now. Just while you're scrolling down, you can always see this amazing call to action to let you just want to back this project now. Okay. So they've got this hat, again, back this project now. This is what a Kickstarter campaign looks like. Again, call to action. Okay, now let's come back to our slides. Step number 10, you've done everything. So you've created a great launch page. You've got an email list with tons of followers on your email list. They're always ready to support you. Is that ready? Is that already done? Are you ready to click launch? No. So the very last step is remember to inform all of your family, friends, everyone you have on social media and emails to inform them this amazing launch. Send them an email, be sincere. Just say something like, it's in a year of making and we finally reached this day. We're going to launch tomorrow. And hopefully we can see you there. Also include some features about your products to make it simple and sincere. And also after you launch it, after you click that button, it doesn't mean that the work is done. So you just need to do whatever you have been doing. Keep doing it. Keep pitching to bloggers, keep growing your Instagram page, and keep creating funny and creative, great videos on Instagram page and to get more followers and more backers. At the end of the day, don't feel super stressful. And it's all about the process. Just enjoy the process. If you got a great result out of Kickstarter, that's good. You can finally kickstart your campaign, kickstart your dream. If you don't, it's a great opportunity for you to get feedbacks and make a better product. You can always have a second time to try it. So you don't lose anything. Just enjoy the process and have fun. That's the end of my presentation, and I just wanted to introduce this article to you. That's a great article from a great Kickstarter campaign creator. They've got funded in the first 28 hours for $15,000, and it only took them 3 months to prepare everything. Have a read of this one. I'm going to include it in our chat, and you're going to gain a lot from this article, I promise. So thank you very much. Thank you for the last half an hour with me. If you have any other questions, feel free to hit me a message on Instagram. And then I'll also put my email there if you have a longer questions. And I'm on Instagram 24/7, so I'll also reply you. Up to now, just have a good night, and I'll hand it back to Paula.
Thank you, Joy.
Thank you.
I feel like 2 things. You should become a teacher and you should do the course on how to build a Kickstarter and sell. This is so, like, what you're saying is absolutely common sense, but I can guarantee you that most people would forget at least one of these 10 steps, and most people wouldn't even have a clue about half of them. So thank you so much. It was so useful, and it was so practical, everything that you shared, and we can see that you've implemented it in your campaign, so you know what you're talking from experience and you're getting results. So thank you guys for joining us. Thank you, Joy. This is really, 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 and I love how you were talking about community, because you're building a database, you're inviting your friends and family, you're building a database with like-minded people such as bloggers, and like collaborating with other brands that have similar values but they don't compete. And that's what entrepreneurship is about. It's about community. So guys, talking about community, please, as a thank you, go turn on your Instagram, just open up your phone and follow Joy and Evana to support her, because Joy put a lot of energy and love and experience. I mean, it was probably like, what, 6 months of being an entrepreneur, building a Kickstarter campaign, 1 year since the start of the brand. So you guys had in about 40 minutes, a whole year of learnings from Joy. So the least we can do, the least, is follow her on her personal and on her business Instagram page. And if you can, go and Kickstarter, share her page and talk to everybody about it, because she's building an incredible movement, and we will have a lot of good news soon. I'm not allowed to announce it yet, but we have more good news that is coming soon through Evana and the work that Joy is amazingly doing it. And guys, the reason why Joy is successful is because she works really hard. I have been personally mentoring Joy for a few weeks now, and it's unbelievable. Every time I challenge her, every time I bring in an idea, she doesn't accept everything. She filters, uses her common sense, and she does over research, and then she comes back to validate if that's going to be relevant to your business. And that's what you need. Entrepreneurship is collaboration, learning every day, pivoting. But the harder you work, the luckier you're going to get. So go out there, get your results. And when you do what you love, such as Joy with sustainable fashion, look at that. She doesn't even have the product yet, and she's already got $10,000 backed up in her campaign. So yeah, so Kat is clapping for her. I'm going to clap that as well.
Thank you.
Hugs, guys, and thank you so much, Joy. And I'll see you tomorrow, Joy, in our mentoring session. I've got lots to share with you. Big hugs, guys. See you guys.
Thank you, Joy. Have a good night.
Have a good night.